How do you pivot out of loneliness when it feels like everything and everyone is leaving at once? Here is the only answer. You don't. That's it. Let's get into it. Hey friend, hey, Kanisha B here, checking in for another episode of From the Ground to the Crown. Today's episode is all about loneliness and how to kind of navigate the space when it feels like the universe is just leaving you by yourself. I once had this belief that loneliness was unsafe, right? I grew up in New York City and safety has always been a thing for me. And so I never wanted to be alone because I felt like I'm not going to be okay. Like something's going to happen to me because someone will just know that I'm alone and they'll just like find me, you know? It's probably all of the first 48 episodes that I watched growing up, but who knows, right? But this was a belief that I had. I also believed that loneliness equaled abandonment. Like I was just going to be desolate and left to fend for myself in life if I was alone. And it really made me move very interestingly through life with these beliefs. I also had the belief that being alone was my fault. Like if no one wanted to be around me, it clearly was something that I'd done to deserve this loneliness. And when I tell you, I put myself in so many situations because I was holding on to these false beliefs. I mean, I literally wasted so much, not wasted time, but like I was in things too long. Relationships in particular. I stayed in relationships way past the expiration date because I just didn't want to be alone. I moved and navigated and traveled the country in very interesting ways because, again, I just didn't want to be alone. Until the universe forced it on me. Let's talk about this because I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 2016 and I just found out that my ex cheated on me and I don't think we tried to work through anything, but I was trying to forgive and move on. And that did not work. So we ended up cutting things off and like going our separate ways. I ended up getting my own place and I was alone, but I had my dog. And I was like, okay, great. Like I got my dog. It's just me and him. Just going to lock in, be about my life and go to work and things will just work out. And so I focused all of my attention on creating a routine for my dog and myself. Child, universe said, you thought. Okay. That summer, the night of July 4th, my dog ran away and he died, right? He got hit by a car. It was a whole situation. It was one of the saddest days of my life. Sorry. It was one of the saddest days of my life. And I broke that day. I broke because my dog was gone. I broke because I couldn't believe how quickly these things were happening. I broke because I went from being in a relationship, being around all these people, having a man and a dog, and now I literally had nothing. Like, nothing. I felt so alone. I felt abandoned. I couldn't understand why I was being punished. It felt like a punishment. It felt like the universe was just snatching all the things that I needed. And it was just creating this bubble for me. And it felt like I was like in solitary. It was like, go be by yourself. And I was so afraid. I was so afraid of being alone. And in this forced solitude with these losses that I took, it really also removed the emotional regulation that I was like relying on my dog to provide. And it removed the routines that I had built to keep me comfortable, right? To make life feel okay for me. Like, even though my boyfriend at the time he's my ex now, I still had a thing. Like, I still could get up, I feed my dog, we go for walks, go to the park. Life was fine. I go to work, I come home, we're chilling, watching TV. And then now the dog's gone. I'm like, I have so much time on my hands. I don't have anybody. What do I do now? Who am I? I'm not a dog mom anymore. I'm not a girlfriend anymore. Who am I? And it wasn't solitude that I chose. It was solitude that chose me. I didn't have the distractions. I didn't have the buffers. I didn't have the comfort of my usual. I had this space that I could either fill with more things like I had been doing all this time, or I could choose to see this as a time to prepare myself and to work on myself and to sit with myself and see where this journey took me. And I chose to do the latter. In this solitude, I learned that loneliness tries to lie. It tells us these things and it wants us to believe that they are true when they're not. Loneliness lies to us and tells us that we're unwanted, right? It lies to us and tells us that we're behind, like everybody's moving ahead and we're just back here. It also lies to us and tells us that we're missing out on things because we're by ourselves over here. We are missing out on the fun or the joys or the growth or like whatever other people are experiencing. That's what I recognize that loneliness was trying to make me believe. But I decided that, you know what? I don't think so. I got to a point where this question came up for me. Who am I when no one is watching? Who am I when no one needs me? I didn't have anybody pulling on me. I didn't have any obligations to other people. I was just by myself. And there was no one watching me every day. There was no one telling me that I needed to do anything. There was no one I was free to just be. And I don't know if I would have connected being alone to freedom if I wasn't forced into solitude. So here I was in this space of just work and growth. I was working out every day. I was like going for walks in nature. I was, going to events in Atlanta because I was living in Atlanta at the time. And I was finding community. I was like taking myself out on dates, saving money. I mean, I really honed in on Kenesha and started to journal. And I was doing like audio journals because I'm not like huge writer, but I do like speaking. And so I was doing audio voice notes as a journal to myself. And I have so many from 2017 because I was just experiencing life and recording it for myself. And listening back to those voice notes, I laugh and I cry because I'm recognizing the growth in what I thought the experience would be and what it turned out to be. I thought I was going to be miserable by myself. It was like, my family doesn't live here. I don't really have friends here. I've got coworkers, but they've got lives. I've got, I know people, but also they don't live close to me. It just felt like it was going to be a terrible, terrible time. And lo and behold, oh my goodness, it turned out to be amazing. I didn't get to a space where I said, I love being alone now. It's still not my truth, right? That's not where I got to. But I did get to a space where I understood that I could do this and I could grow here. And this was good for me, right? I did pivot to that thought. And although in the beginning, I wasn't so grateful for the solitude, I did feel safe. Like I made sure I was good. And once the safety arrived, the gratitude followed shortly after that. And once the safety arrived, curiosity sprung from it. Like, I didn't feel like I was being followed home or watched or any of those things. And I started to become more curious about my surroundings. Like, I would go on walks around the neighborhood, which I didn't really walk around the neighborhood with my dog. I would walk around my complex, but something in me wanted to explore more. So I was driving Lyft at the time. So I would just like drive wherever, get on the road and just go. I had nothing waiting for me at home. So it was like, I could do what I want, you know? I would just park at a park and watch people. I would find events on Meetup and just go. Like, I was really just doing things. And it was amazing. It was so fun. It was like, it brought me back to life through such a dark, dark time. So I'm in this space now, and it's about end of 2016, 2017. My life, baby, when I tell you it was the glow up, I could never have even seen this glow up for myself. I went crazy. I mean, I'm still in that glow up season, post 2016, 2017. In 2017, I traveled internationally. I started doing speaking engagements. I won a life coach award. Like I said, I was going on dates. Like, I was on these apps. I was meeting cool people. I joined a few organizations. I started a meetup in Atlanta for entrepreneurs. I bought a house. Like, it was crazy. I was going crazy. And the thing was that I was posting about all of this, right? So people had seen me go through this tough time. They seen me delete all my posts from my, past relationship. They seen me post about losing my dog. And there was so much love and joy for me now that I was having these beautiful experiences after this really, really dark time in my life. And people saw me evolve and shift into this version of myself that I would not have become if I didn't have the solitude, if I wasn't alone. Another thing that I enjoy about that period of loneliness and solitude is I learned to love myself. Like, I know we say this, but when you're forced to be by yourself, when you're forced to just sit your behind down somewhere, you really can be a little negative. It can get a little dark in the mind. And it did get dark sometimes for me. But the level of love that I gained from being by myself, I really enjoyed my own company. Like, I'm talking, I was having a glass of wine, watching TV, laughing at just life. I was doing my hair myself. I was doing my facials. Like, I was really pouring into myself at this time. And it made space for other people to be a part of my life if they matched my vibe. And 2 years after all of that happened, in 2018, I met Dean, who's now my husband. And I know that had I not been in this space of solitude to do some discovery, to be so curious about who I am, what I like, what I want to do, who I'm becoming, I would not have aligned and had the energy for my husband. And he's like one of the greatest gifts out of that period of loneliness. I'm always thankful for that. I know sometimes it might be a little difficult to like see through the smoke, right? When it feels like everything and everyone is being taken away from us, how do we get the clarity to just keep going? I want to encourage you to understand that in periods of solitude, in periods of loneliness, when you ain't got nobody needs you, no one is watching you, you really can take that time to become whole so that what you attract after that, you're attracting it from a place of wholeness and not hunger. And that is really the key. And here are some pivots for the mind that you might be able to align with that'll help you in the season of loneliness, if that's where you are. And if that's not where you are, life be lifing. So when the time comes again and you might find yourself in a season of loneliness, think about these things. Sometimes loneliness means that you're in between versions of yourself, right? Like, you're no longer who you were, but you're not yet who you're going to be. And you need the solitude to kind of integrate and separate, to unlearn and relearn, right? Sometimes loneliness looks like being in the in-between. Loneliness can also just be a season of preparation, friend. Sometimes it's not ready yet. And you might be trying to rush there, but it's not ready yet. So you got to sit down. And it looks like you can't sit down with the group. You can't sit down in the crowd. You got to sit down by yourself. And that's okay because it's not going to last forever. When you're in solitude, when you're in these seasons of preparation, it is so imperative that you don't look at this as a punishment, right? Like if you're in that season right now, try to show up with so much gratitude because you're alive, you're well. Things could be way worse and they're not. And so having that gratitude will help to alleviate some of the heaviness of being in solitude. Try not to look at it as a punishment. Also, understand that the goal isn't to stay alone forever. That's not it, right? The goal is to not be afraid of yourself when you are alone. The goal is to just be able to sit in that loneliness and not judge and not make it about like a personal attack on you, but just to be in the season knowing that it won't last forever. If you're afraid of this space, right? If you're afraid of being alone like I was, if it makes your heart skip too many beats and it kind of, I don't know, just fills you with anxiety, I want to encourage you to ask yourself this. How can you learn to hold yourself in that season? How can you learn to hold yourself through the loneliness? Sit with that and really like think about it because I believe that that's the lesson that loneliness teaches us. When we're afraid to be alone, it's asking us, how can we learn to hold ourselves through this in any season? But like in this season of solitude, I think that's really the question that spirit, the universe, God is trying to get us to focus on. And here's what I want you to ask yourself and drop it in the comments when you kind of sit with it and think about it. If you stop trying to fill the space, what would you hear? Like what would come up? What would be so clear if all of it wasn't there? Because for me, when the ex left and the dog was gone, it was very clear that I needed to pour into myself. It was very clear that I wasn't loving myself the way that I was expecting others to love me. It was very clear that I did not have a lot of discipline and my boundaries were all over the damn place. It was so clear. It was so loud when I was alone that I had to do something about it. And so I really want you to take a minute and like think on that question and meditate on it. If you stopped trying to fill the space, what would you hear? And sometimes we're afraid to listen because we already know it, right? But sometimes we don't want to just be quiet or still enough to figure out what that is. And if we don't get to a space where we're quiet or still enough, the universe will choose solitude for you. So don't be like me. Choose it for yourself because it's going to happen by flow or by force. You feel me? Friends, I just wanted to share this with you because I know a lot of people may be experiencing this, right? Like the more we do different things, the more we elevate, people are going to be in flux in your life and nothing is forever. Everything is temporary. Everything is constantly changing. And so I just wanted to offer this to you as a perspective, as a pivot. If you're in this loneliness right now, if you feel alone in your life, even if you're around a lot of people, sometimes that can feel lonely too. And if you're there, I want to encourage you to just take a minute, sit with this episode and really let it soak into your spirit and see what comes up. And if you feel like it's too much for you to handle by yourself, I would love to support you and guide you through it because as you can see, I've been through it. I've been through it, got dragged through it. And that was, it was a year like no other. I mean, back to back. Like I'm talking about flat tires. I'm talking about losing jobs. I'm talking about car accidents. Like I just kept getting slapped and slapped and slapped until I just let go and sat in solitude. And it was the greatest thing that I could have ever done for myself. So if you're in this season now and you're kind of struggling with loneliness, I want to offer some guidance for you. I have my glow sessions available that you can book. The link is in the description of this video. You can schedule a free discovery call and kind of just talk to me about where you are and what's going on, and knowing that it's a safe space and that I got you. I can hold you through this season of your life. If you are in a season of loneliness and like coaching is not what you feel like you need right now, I also have this dope workbook called Flow So You Glow. And it's 5 flows. It's a 5-week journey to really help you tap into this flow, right? So that you could get your life moving, so that you can not sit in the loneliness, but find your way through it with gratitude and love, so that you could keep going until you're out of the season. So that is also in the description of this video. Make sure you tap in. It includes videos, audio, meditation, and I even have a WhatsApp group to provide you with some daily inspiration so that you know you are never alone, friend. And lastly, sometimes when we're going through a season of healing, or even when we're coming out of a season of solitude and healing, we need people. And so I want to encourage you that if you are in this season where you're coming out of this solitude, you're coming out of loneliness, you're like, I have done my healing. It's been dark. I'm trying to find some light. Pull up to Thailand for my Glow Forward retreat. It's 7 days, private villas, beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful vibes in Thailand. I'm talking massages. I'm talking great conversation, mindful movement every day, excursions. I mean, we're going to have a really great time, and it's a safe space. It's community centered. There'll be someone there that you'll connect with, so that when you're coming out of the season of loneliness, you'll know that it's not just you. You'll know that you don't have to do this stuff by yourself. And so again, check the description of this videos for more information on Glow Forward. I would love, love, love to see you there. And if you plan on coming by yourself, don't be scared. A lot of people are coming by themselves. I will connect you to somebody that's coming over here from the US or wherever, so that you don't have to kind of be alone, right? I want you to feel good about this decision. And I really do want you to be there. So again, check it out. Link in the description for more info. Last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, friends, share it with somebody. It takes nothing to just share this word, because I promise you, somebody needs it or will need it, right? Like, in life be lifing. And so I would really appreciate if you just shared this video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the link so that you can get updated and notified every week when I drop a new video of From the Ground to the Crown. And I thank you so much for just tapping in with me today. It's been a pleasure to share more of myself and more of my story. And I hope that it's inspired you to not feel like you're being punished when you're in a season of loneliness. I want you to remember to pivot and change your thoughts, right? Shift your thoughts so that you recognize that maybe you're being prepared. Maybe you're in between versions. Hell, maybe you just need a retreat. I don't know, but you got this. I got your back always. I'm so proud of you in advance. And make sure you leave a comment on the bottom of this video and let me know, if you stopped trying to fill the space, what would you hear? Last thing, we need a card for this episode. If you're just joining me, I'm pulling the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle card. That's the deck. And every episode, we have a new card to pull. So let's see what Spirit has for us today. 2 fell out. I'm going to use the top one. And this is the card. Ha! Of course, always. Is the unknown. Enigma, the unknown. Let's read this. I feel like we had this already, but I'm going to read it anyway. Really quickly. Ha! The unknown calls us to step into a world of infinite avenues where dreams are born and miracles unfold. Let go of expectations and be open, and open yourself up to what could be. Hello. Here's a declaration. I am being guided and protected. I am being guided and protected. Again, spirit knows more than I do, friends. Something here is controlling this thing. Something is holding us up on this spinning ball in space. And it's the unknown. Just like this journey, right? I don't know why you are in a season of loneliness. Hell, I don't even know why I was in a season of loneliness. Took my dog, took my relationship, like left me. But it turned out to be everything that I needed. And that is one thing I know to be true for you. If you're in a season of loneliness, this is exactly what you need. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you are going to be just fine. You can do this. I know you can. Just sit in it and move through it. You got this. Sending you so much love for all the journeys. Thank you again for spending some time with me. Stay tuned for next week's episode, and I'll see you there. Peace.